Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome to today's readings. Beautiful souls, it is wonderful to be connected with you. I hope that you are feeling my energy today because I have been in prayer. I mentioned this in my big Moon Monthly updates. I've been holding prayer at the sacred hours of 3, 6 and 9 in the morning, and again in the evening at the time that you are watching this. As it goes, it will go live just before I actually move into my evening state of prayer at 6 o'clock and do the same 6, 9 and then midnight. So big times are around us astrologically, and in today's readings we're actually asking about the retrograde energy of 3 planets in particular and how they are influencing or affecting you. Now I tend to see the retrograde, well, I see the planets altogether, not the retrograde ones. I see the planets as kind of our mentors, our teachers. In a way, their energy is flowing in to help us to grow, to help us to rise to higher levels of consciousness. But this isn't always easy, and retrograde energy intensifies the influence of the planets. Beautiful souls, I should just say as well, we have with these 3 cards runes, and we have a beautiful crystal heart as well for each of the readings. If you do just not want to listen to me talking about this and you want to zap straight through to the readings, please do. The timestamps are in the description box below, and I'll put them in a comment as well. Now, back to what I was saying. So we've got 3 big slow moving planets all in retrograde. Pluto went into retrograde in May, during May, and will remain in retrograde until October. But just at the time of doing these readings, in the last week, we've had Saturn move into retrograde, and also Neptune as well. There are really big dynamics around this because they're kind of interconnected in a very particular way. Now, I'm not going to give you an astrology talk, but I will be doing quite a lot of readings around these areas just because the energy is very powerful. You know, Saturn is about restructuring. In many ways, all of them are. Neptune is about restructuring. Neptune kind of tends to sort of dissolve things and transform things. Saturn restructures our lives, you know, gives us big life lessons. Pluto is about death and rebirth sometimes, bringing things into the open, doing a deep dive into our unconscious, bringing things to the surface so we can process them and transform them and rebirth. And so these are powerful energies, and when these planets are in retrograde, you know, things are brought to the surface for us to see and to change. So today for our readings we have 3 cards, 3 runes, 3 crystal hearts to guide you, and we are asking what the influence of the retrograde planets, this is Pluto, Saturn and Neptune, what is the influence of these retrograde energies going to be bringing for you, or what will it mean for you? How is it actually going to assist you in elevating your growth, your purpose, your consciousness? So, pile 1, you have the card of soul fragments. Balance will be restored. So this is pile 1. You have Manas, the rune of the self. And you also have the beautiful amethyst crystal heart. So that is pile 1. Pile 2, we have Kundalini rising, ignite your passion for life. This is pile 2. And pile 2 also has a beautiful agate heart and the rune of Isa, ice. So that is pile 2. And then pile 3, we have dark night of the soul. Life brings new meaning. So this is for pile 3. And you have the rune of Fehu. This is nourishment, possessions, and you also have the cat's eye heart as well. Okay, so that's the energy for pile 3, my beautiful souls. Now I'm going to leave the video running for a few moments longer. Take as long as you need. If you're drawn to more than one, then that would not surprise me. I mean, these are big energies. They are in retrograde. These planets are in retrograde for, quite a long period of time. So we are, months rather than like, a few weeks. And so we are seeing, the potential for really big transformations taking place. And so if more than one message is coming through for you, well, it would not surprise me in the slightest. There may be more than one area of your world, or more than one element of transformation or energy that's coming in that spirit source, your spirit team actually want to talk to you about. So beautiful souls, I'm leaving the video running for a few moments to give you a bit more time if you need it. You can always press the pause button too, and I will see you in the readings in just a moment. Pile 1, welcome to your reading. You have soul fragments. Balance will be restored. This is card number 33 for anyone that is interested in the numbers. And we have Manas, the rune of the self. Very interesting because it's a very balanced rune, really. In fact, if you take the rune of joy and split it down the middle and open it, that's what it looks like. Joy looking at itself. And of course, amethyst is a master crystal, a master healer. Let's draw your tarot cards. What are the retrograde energies of Pluto, Saturn and Neptune bringing for you, or how are they affecting you? So we have 5 of arrows, frustration. We have 7 of vessels, mourning. Okay, we have 2 of vessels, attraction. We have page of bows. I'm going to be able to get those in. I think if we move everything along a bit, we might. Let's do that. Page of bows, stoat. Okay. May we have further information, please? We then have 8 of bows, half fire. 6 of bows, abundance. Okay. We have the green man. How interesting. How interesting this is. We then have knight of bows, fox. This is fascinating. We're moving from the page to the knight. We're moving from the 2 of vessels, attraction, to the green man, which is the emperor in a traditional pack. We're moving from the 7 of vessels, mourning, to the 6 of bows, abundance. And we're moving from the 5 of arrows, frustration, to the 8 of bows, hearth fire. Wow. Okay. So, I will draw more cards in a moment, but first of all, beautiful souls, I'm just going to say that at the start of this retrograde time, so whenever you come to these readings, if you're watching them as I'm uploading them, I actually feel that you might be in the line of fire here. Okay, and it might be feeling there may be some quite big disruptions going on in your world. So when I say the line of fire, for some of you that might be literal. You might find yourself feeling like you are in the line of fire, like, just too much stuff is coming your way. Some of you could be targeted by somebody in the line of fire from someone, or it just may be that the world is just zinging in, and as fast as you try to be focused, something gets blocked, it's not happening. But I do think literally for some of you in the line of fire. Now balance is going to be restored. I think that the line of fire, whatever's coming at you, whatever you feel you're having to, for some of you, having to defend yourselves almost. Whatever you are defending your position on something, whatever this is, stepping up, standing up for something, I think it's coming with purpose, rebirth, transformation. If we think of the Neptune energy of something that just dissolves away, we see through the illusion. And I think Pluto, it's like the wonderful Ariel, the astrologer. I'm trying to think. Forgive me, Ariel. I'm now struggling to remember your surname. Ariel Gutman. Ariel Gutman actually refers to Pluto as the demolition team. And I love that phrasing, the demolition team. It's like, you know, things are going to change. And I feel like Saturn restructuring, tough life lessons. I think you're probably having to face something actually here. Yes, the rune of joy, facing itself, if we split it open. Whatever you are facing, the purpose is so you let it go, is so you grieve it, you mourn it. So even if something's happening that you don't agree with or you don't like or it makes you unhappy, my lovely pile one, there is a much, much bigger purpose to this. So if you're in the line of fire, some people are behaving badly, it's really hurtful. But the purpose of this is to kind of get you out of there, to get you to make a decision to leave. It's hurtful, it's harsh, but it's purposeful for you to leave, to be with a group of people who are your, I would say, I'm almost reminded of that, you know, when we talk about the family, the difference between the family you're born to or the family you choose. Now, some of you may have been born into absolutely fabulous families, and so I'm not, you know, knocking that in any way. But for some people, they're not. Sometimes they have a really hard time in their primary family. And then they go out and they meet people who resonate with them, and so their family is the one they create. But I think you are going through something that is difficult in order for you to then let it go, to walk away from it, for some of you, literally to find what's right, to know what resonates with you, to recognize who you want to hang out with and who you don't. It's bringing meaning, it's bringing discernment rather, and it's not easy, but my goodness me, what's going to happen as you let go of certain things in your world, you will then attract the mirror image of joy. You know, if you are in a really challenging relationship and it's, you know, every warning sign is there, every red flag, it's time to leave. It may feel heartbreaking, but you know what? The moment you remove that energy, you will attract the joyous connection, the partnership, attraction here. And the page of bows, the page energy, you've got so many bows, which is all, you know, these are the wands in the traditional pack. And the page of bows is beautiful. You know, page of wands, it's fiery, it's dynamic, it's happening, it's got passion in it. Moving to the knight, where there is a commitment, a greater commitment, a greater establishing of something. The law of attraction stepping in here with the card of the Two of Vessels, the Two of Cups, which can mean a new relationship, new connections, leading to the Green Man, the Emperor. So a relationship of strengths, of higher integrity. The Six of Bows, Six of Wands is a card of recognition. It's a card of success, of public acclaim even. And here we have this beautiful hearth fire. Whatever's happening, it's happening with absolute purpose, because it's going to remove you from a situation or a group of people, a relationship, a situationship, whatever it is. It's going to remove something, and with that energy gone, I think you're free to attract the right people or the right person. The energy needs to be gone. You know, this is what we're seeing here. And I feel like it's potentially going to move forwards quite quickly, actually. I know in retrograde periods things don't always move quickly, but the Eight of Bows is a fast-moving card. So is the Page of Bows and the Knight. These are fast-moving cards. So I think when you are free of something, then whatever you attract, I think it moves. That's what happens. It moves forwards quickly. I feel it becomes solid. It's got longevity. This is fabulous. Let's get some additional cards. May we kindly have some additional oracle cards, please. When the grit becomes a pearl. Wow. Look at that oyster shell. Yeah, so out of something that is a bit shitty or a bit difficult or a bit irritating or, you know, not happening well, you know, this is not what you would like, out of that comes something amazing, the pearl. The beautiful, beautiful pearl. Wow. So there is like, it literally is, I can't even say a silver lining, but I just feel that something challenging is happening, and the purpose of it is literally to get you out of there. Yes, self-worth and joy. Wow. Wow, 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 pile one. You're in a situation, I think, where people, I said in the line of fire, whether it's to your face or behind your back, or just a situation that is undermining, seeing you sitting beneath this big Aries ram flying in. Whatever is frustrating, whatever's blocking you, whoever's blocking you, it's really damaging your, not damaging, it's diminishing, depleting, eroding. That's the word I'm looking for. It's eroding your self-esteem. And this card is saying to you, your self-worth, so to be fair, self-worth, but self-worth, self-esteem, self-respect, it's eroding that. And this is not okay. Enough is enough is enough. You are about to be gifted with the return of your self-worth, with joy. Either a group of people or an individual is going to come in, I think, and lift you, be just magic for you, joyous, fantastic. And I do believe it will move fast. This situation has to end, and the reason it has to end is so that you are free of it. So you've cut those cords once and for all. So the retrograde energy, even if it feels a bit heavy going, to be quite honest with you, my beautiful souls, what comes from it, it's like something gets blown open. It explodes into the light. I just think something will be blown open and you will see something for what it is. The Neptune energy can really pull the wool over our eyes. So, you know, you're probably going to see somebody possibly quite radically clearly. And I'm not saying that's easy, but you know what, you need to. It's really important, because when you know who or what you're dealing with, because it's shown to you so clearly, you can make clear, conscious choices. Pile one, I want to take a sneaky peek into the future to see what's the outcome of all of this. What is the outcome of these incredible changes? Soul fragments, balance will be restored. I'm seeing you coming back to yourself. We have joy, self-worth. Page of Wands, how interesting, because this is the same energy. It's the same card in a traditional pack. So you have the Page of Wands twice showing up. So this is a newfound love, life, passion. You have the Knight of Cups, how gorgeous, as well as the Knight of Bows. I think this is passion, aliveness, either people you love or someone you love, maybe, for some of you. Yeah, look at that. I'm going to say finding your tribe, I suppose, but finding your people. Ten of Cups, this is the Happy Families card. Perhaps finding that the family that you choose rather than the one you were born to. Though in fairness, as I said, some of you may have fabulous families, but either way, this is about finding the right people, unquestionably. Yes, look at this. We then have the Two of Swords and we have the World. It's like conflict ends, not being able to see clearly, not being living with conflict. It's going to end, and it needs to end. This is the purpose. It's like no longer living in a place where you are conflicted, no longer living in a place where you are stifled, no longer living in a place where your self-worth feels as if it is being eroded. Eroded is the key word that's coming through for me, because I feel that's what's happening, where you're being worn down by something. And this is what's changing. And this is what the retrograde energy of Pluto, of Neptune and of Saturn is bringing. That doesn't mean it's easy. These energies don't arrive with ease, but my goodness me, they are going to blow something open in a way that you kind of almost, you have to grieve and move on. And in doing so, your world opens up in a really big and amazing way. Pile one, you know, When we resist the energy, it becomes harder. When we go with the energy, it becomes easier. Clearly we have conscious free will and choice, and these energies are not easy to navigate, but this is like you returning to you. So this feels amazingly amazing, really powerfully positive, finding the right people, or indeed the right person, I'm seeing for some of you. So my beautiful souls, this is what the retrograde energy is about, or certainly it's one thing that it's about for you. If you've been drawn to this reading, if you're drawn to some others, it may be about other stuff as well. But certainly I'm seeing personal harmony in relationships, whether it's friends, community, your spiritual family, you know, family members, or indeed, you know, a love connection. But whatever it is, or whoever it is, it will come out of something that you leave behind. Pile 1, this is your reading. Thank you so much for joining me here. Thank you for being a part of this community. You guys are so inspirational. There is so much going on. So I will try and do, you know, these sort of slightly astrologically orientated readings to look at the incoming energy, you know, from time to time. Keep us posted. Let me know if these are the right kind of themes for you, if these are readings that you're interested in, if they're working for you. Let me know in the comments. Thank you all of you who comment. It is amazing to hear your stories and hear what's happening in your worlds. And, you know, thank you to those of you as well who give back through the super thanks in the comments. Thank you for all of you who are on Patreon and in the Moon Magic membership area as well. It is amazing to have you all checking out the extended readings. And, you know, I'm just over, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm kind of in awe of all of you, actually, if I'm honest. I just think you are a really amazing bunch of people. You know, your comments are so conscious. I mean, it's magic. It's absolutely magic to be connected with you all. So thank you, beautiful souls. I look forward to seeing you for some other readings really, really soon. And if you haven't yet checked out the Moon Month with the all zodiac sign readings, you may wish to do so. I'll put a link actually in the description and the comments as well, so you can connect to that really easily. Tons of love, beautiful souls. Pile 2, welcome to your reading. You have card number 22, Kundalini Rising, Ignite Your Passion for Life. You have Isa, the rune of ice. My immediate thought is I'm seeing the ice melt. I mean, the ice can't not melt with this kind of energy. And the beautiful agate heart. But let's draw your tarot cards straight away and see what we are shown. I am seeing the Two of Bows, decision. Look at the fire and the energy in that. Wow, kind of feel like you are on fire. Eight of Vessels, rebirth. Wow. You have, I'm going to take these, Queen of Arrows, swan. You have the card of the shaman, which is the card of the magician in a traditional pack. You have the card of the lovers as well, forest lovers. And you have the ancestor as well. Okay, this is sometimes the card of the chariot, but let's tune into the energy of this, or usually card number, oh no, it's not, of course, it's the Hierophant. Where am I going? It's card number 5. Right, that makes sense. I was just thinking of the lovers and the chariot coming in the tarot together, and of course it's the card before. Right, yes, the Hierophant. This is fascinating. And the shaman as well. A decision here is made. Okay, and it's a very important decision. We have Ace of Bows, spark of life. You could not write it. You are on fire. You are coming alive. King of Vessels, Heron. You absolutely are birthing. You are rebirthing. You are transforming. You are igniting. You are coming alive. You are regenerating. Literally, I feel like at a cellular level. This is so powerful. My pile number 2. Okay, we need to get a few more details, but just look at this. What's really interesting is the decision, the Two of Bows. Something has either arrived that's kind of pushed you to make a choice or a decision, and it sets your life on fire, But I feel it's more that it's come from within. If we think about these energies, you know, Pluto, you know, death and rebirth. Neptune, something dissolves, it's no longer ready or applicable for you. Something needs to leave. Saturn is about restructuring. I sort of almost feel that you have personally made a choice to live differently, or to put something behind you, or to re-enter life. There's something you are doing that you have made a personal choice. Now, you may be having to work quite hard to achieve it. With the rune of Isa, it coming alive, you know, happens step by step by step. But it is actually flowing. I mean, we've got the Eight of Vessels, rebirth, and then the Queen of Aries, swan. I mean, look at the way she glides through this water, this beautiful swan. And you have the King of Vessels. You have the heron. Herons are about new beginnings and rebirth. I think you have possibly been doing some form of either shamanic healing or some form of therapeutic healing or some form of alternative healing. This will apply to some, but not all. It's a general reading that's reaching many. So if this is a message for some of you, but not all of you, it will probably be for someone else if it's not applying. But I just feel some healing has taken place. The healing could have come through a connection with someone. It could be coming through a relationship. But you know, however we look at it, it's like your connections with source, with spirit, with the earth. You are rebirthing in a really big way. You are reigniting. You're literally, I just want to say, coming alive again. Let's get more cards. Wow, this is what the retrograde energy is bringing you. It's literally, it is transformation and rebirth. Look at this, as the weaver's way is true. Look at the power of this horse. Beautiful. Now, it's so fascinating, isn't it? You know, horses are very much, I mean, they're very powerful creatures. We measure engines in horsepower. This is a very powerful energy. I almost feel like anything that is stuck around you is potentially going to become unstuck. The ice will thaw. Anything that hasn't been, if you've been suffering from any kind of health issues, depression, I'm seeing you come alive again. You find your spark. But it does feel as though it's guided as well with the ancestor and the shaman. But there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes here to make this happen. And that could be that therapeutic work that you've engaged in yourself. We have the card of victim. And we have the card of trickery. Wow. This is adding a little dimension to your story. Okay. Do you know there may actually have been, or even may be around you, Pluto has been in retrograde since May, and I'm doing this reading at the very beginning of July. If you're watching this in a few months' time, I mean, it's still relevant because it's about those retrograde energies, and they'll still be in place. These are going on for a few months. But do you know what? If either now or in the recent past, something has been, that you felt like the wool has been pulled over your eyes, that's that Neptune energy. If this is happening to you at the moment, you feel a bit victimized, like things are not working out, things are feeling very stuck, or you feel that maybe even some people are blocking you directly. Part of that energy is, it's really interesting because I think you might get quite angry about things. So I just want to voice this really clearly, that, you know, and I voice this as a therapist. You know, I worked as a psychotherapist for a long, long time, years and years and years. It was my mainstream career. And I wrote a book called Mindfulness Meets Emotional Awareness. And I've taken our most challenging emotions and I've talked about how to turn them into a positive attribute, because every emotion we have is needed. If you stifle your anger, if you suppress it, you put the lid on it here, then actually you may find you suffer from there's a certain type of depression that's directly related to stifling anger, stifling your voice. If someone comes along and they kick you or they hurt you or they behave badly, it's appropriate to be angry. It doesn't mean we act on the anger. It's not healthy to fire off or to retaliate or go and do something, because that would generate more of the same. That's not conscious or helpful. But it is appropriate to feel the anger and use it. If you think of your emotions as energy in motion, that's what gets you going. It's the spark, it's the flame, it's the, do you know what? I'm not putting up with that. I am making a choice. I'm walking away from that. I'm not buying into that. That won't work for me. You leave it behind. You rebirth. You know, I'm in charge of my choices. It's assertiveness. Assertiveness is fueled by the same energy as anger, but it's the positive attribute of it. It's the high vibration of it. So I actually do feel that there's been some stuff that has left you feeling pretty disabled, actually. Now, if that is going on around you at the moment, you will be regaining your power. Part of what the retrograde energy is bringing you is the opportunity to see through the illusion, to see through the trickery, to recognize you're not a victim, to recognize, you know, you can step up into your own power, ignite your passion for life, Kundalini rising. You can make choices and decisions. You can't make any choices over what anyone else is doing, but you can make your choices, and you can get up and you can give, you know, fire your arrow in the direction you want to go. You can also be very graceful with the card of Swan. Swans are unbelievably graceful. They are also incredibly powerful. And also, certainly here in the UK, they're protected. You know, they are protected. They're very, very, very graceful. They're very powerful, very graceful. You know, they're not in a way to be messed with. And yet, a swan will never attack you unless you approach it, maybe with its babies or something, and then it will protect. But otherwise, they will just swim gracefully along. But if you threaten a swan, it will rise up, and its wings are just huge. You know, the wingspan of a fully grown swan is incredible. So they handle things with grace. They only defend if they absolutely need to. They know how to handle themselves. And I feel that this is what the retrograde energy is bringing into you. It may be bringing some challenging circumstances, more for you a resolution, I think, of challenging circumstances, a decision and a choice not to remain with something. Or, I say not to remain, to literally, to reignite yourself, to take back your power. It's not even so much as leaving something behind as taking back your power, standing in your power, making your choices, your decisions. For some of you, it comes through a connection with someone where maybe you feel empowered by them. You're not on your own. I'm hearing a message coming through here as well. This will be, you know, for some of you, but not all. You're not alone. There are people who want to help you. Source Spirit as well, there with you, wanting to help you. The Heron is about rebirth. It's a gift coming. Let's get some more cards for a bit more information for you, my lovely pile 2. Let's first of all ask about some clarifying cards around the victim and the trickery. I'm seeing you move away. Look at this with the 6 of Swords. And I'm seeing you move, oh, look at that, 2 sixes. Wow. You've got the 6 of Swords and the 6 of Wands. I am seeing you move away and victorious is what I want to say. This is a card of victory, public acclaim. So you move away, and yeah, this really is about taking back your power. The retrograde energy is bringing you empowerment. It's bringing you empowerment through judgment. Wow. Empowerment, Judgment Day, Page of Wands, looking ahead. Fresh eyes. Again, passion. The Page of Wands is all about passion, aliveness. I feel like you come back to life. I want to say karmically with the Judgment card. I do actually feel you deserve. Look at that 9 of... Yes, do you know, what I was about to say was, with the Judgment card, I do feel there is something karmic going on here that you deserve. I was about to literally say you deserve to come back to life. You deserve to have something. You deserve to rebirth, to be looked after. And the 9 of, or even to have justice, I think. If somebody's behaved badly towards you, somebody's pulled the wool over your eyes or literally deceived you, I think the 9 of Cups is a very self-satisfied card. It's not arrogant, but it's very self-satisfied. This is somebody, I always feel he looks a bit smug, but not in an ego way. It's like he has every right to feel good. Why? Because, you know, he's kind of done the work. He's done the emotional work. Yeah, I think you are going to come out of this feeling very much on top of things, rebirthing and on top of your game. So we have the 7 of Wands. Very kindly have more information. We have the Sun, wonderful. Do you know, the challenge is worth it. I do think there could be an element of challenge around you, of having to step up, having to have a voice, but you'll be victorious. So I think really standing your ground, not tolerating something. This is all about assertiveness. It's all about utilizing your emotions in an empowered way. You then have the 10 of Cups, which is wonderful. You've got the 9 and the 10. You've got the Hanged Man and you've got Temperance. Gorgeous, gorgeous cards. Maybe we have one more. And then the 7 of Cups. Look at the abundance coming to you here in the 7 of Cups. All of your cups overfloweth, really, is what I'm seeing here. Balance will be restored. I sort of feel like the Judgment Day is coming. Whatever this is about, whatever hasn't been okay, it's a general reading, we could dive into it, but whoever has either not treated you well, so whatever it is that you are saying no to, and this could even be you saying no to yourself. You could be you could have deceived yourself, you could have tricked yourself into something, believing that something was okay when it wasn't, or, you know, if you're dealing with any, I don't know, kind of healing or addictions to things, you could sort of tell yourself it's all right when you know that it isn't really all right. It's got this flavour, but I feel the Judgment Day is coming when you step up and you regain your power and you rebirth. Something that was stuck comes back into balance. And the source energy of the Sun coming in to support you. This is what the retrograde energy is about for you, my beautiful pile 2. It is assisting you in literally rebirthing, coming alive, being whole, vibrant, having your emotions and knowing how to use them as a source of empowerment. And also, for some of you, literally the right people coming in to support you, so you feel, so you feel empowered. This is all about empowerment. Wow. Empowerment and kind of moving onwards, upwards, expanding and being at the top of your game. This is very, very significant. I mean, to be fair, we are living in significant times and the retrograde energy is very powerful. But wow, pile 2, wow, wow, and more wow. This is huge. This level of transformation is phenomenal. It really is. It literally is like an awakening, an expanding. Fired up, good to go, with recognition and with kind of abundance coming in. If there's been anything that you have felt not just stuck in, but attitudes within you about not being able to have stuff, I think you can shift those. Judgment Day is here, but in a really good way, because it's bringing what you need to see things really clearly, to see through any kind of illusion, to really know what you can do and how you can do it. And with grace, my beautiful souls, with grace. Pile 2, this is something else actually. Wow, these are very powerful readings. I shouldn't really be surprised because the energies are very, very powerful. These are big players, these planets, Neptune, Pluto and Saturn. Beautiful souls. keep us posted. Let us know in the comments what's happening, how things are moving forwards. I do readings every Sunday for weekly guidance and an immediate message. So if that's something you're interested in, that's a really good place to sort of touch base with this community and share. A lot of you do, and I am so just blown away by your integrity and reading your comments. You guys are amazing. This is a really special community, and it's you that make it that way, so thank you. Beautiful souls, this is your reading. I look forward to seeing you again for some other readings really soon. If you haven't yet checked out, if you're watching this as I've uploaded it, if you haven't yet checked out the all zodiac sign readings, they are in the moon month energy update video. Do check them out. We are living in very exciting times, and the energy is primed for transformation. I'm just seeing you literally rising. I mean, wow, absolutely wow. Pile 2, tons of love. I look forward to seeing you for some other readings really, really soon. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. So you have the Dark Night of the Soul card number 11. Now, you have the Cat's Eye Heart as well, which I feel is very relevant to you actually. What do cat's eyes do? They literally light up the road. When you're driving along in the dark, the cat's eyes light up the road so you can see your way. Interesting. They were actually invented by somebody who, this is the story I was told anyway, somebody who was driving in the dark and really foggy night, and he swerved to avoid a cat, and his car went off the road or something like that, and he got picked up and got back to where he needed to be. When he went back to collect his car, he realized that if the cat's eyes weren't there and he hadn't swerved, he would have actually gone off the road, literally like driven off a cliff or something. It was quite major. And so he invented the cat's eyes to help people stay on the road, to stay on track. Dark Night of the Soul, life brings new meaning. And this is a rune that speaks of good fortune, actually. So I think we are seeing a turnaround in your circumstances now. We've got these big planets in retrograde. We have Neptune, we have Pluto, and we have Saturn. So Saturn is all about restructuring. Neptune, things kind of have a way of disappearing and dissolving. Very emotional, Dark Night of the Soul energy. Very, very interesting. But of course, Pluto is like, serious rebirth. The demolition team arrive. So let's see what we are seeing here. You have Page of Vessels, Otter. That's a lovely energy, actually. Very playful energy. I'm seeing these. Okay, let's look. We have Four of Vessels, Boredom, the Pole Star. Okay, that is the card of the star in a traditional pack. We have Ace of Bows, Spark of Life. We have, oh yeah, I have covered that up. Okay, Five of Bows, Empowerment. We've got Four of Bows, Celebration. We've got Two of Arrows, Injustice. And I want to take the card from the base of the pack. Nine of Vessels, Generosity. This is an interesting story, I feel. Very interesting story, beautiful souls. There's an energy, I do feel that there will be a big shift, a turnaround. Life brings new meaning. I almost feel like, my beautiful souls, that some of you may have lost your faith, lost your trust in life. Something that happened that threw you into one of those Dark Night of the Soul moments. Like when we have, like, for example, a major loss. And how on earth do you get your head around that? It's like, how can we consider that life is fair, or that spirit or source or God are okay when we lose somebody that we so love, and our whole world is absolutely feels like it's in pieces. We feel wrecked. I feel that there's a kind of the flow is coming back here. The spark of life is coming back here. Now, I don't know what this has been for you, but I do feel there's been something that has thrown you into that sort of really deep, dark space of inner discovery, inner probing, really. And I think you're being guided out of it with that cat's eye energy. The energy is starting to flow. Interestingly enough, even though the energy in retrograde often causes us to look back, I think the purpose of looking back is to sort of almost like find your way through something, to recognize something, to process it, to find your way through back to life. I feel like it's almost as if you've had to dive into what has felt like quite a stagnant sort of energy, and now it's starting to flow again, or a place where you couldn't see the woods for the trees. So part of the retrograde energy may be causing you to look back and reflect, and to be very still and very present, because I do think retrograde energy brings things, it slows things down. And the purpose is so that you can see. I mean, we have the pole star sitting above the two of arrows in justice. Things can come back into balance. I think you can sort of almost see the bigger picture here with the star energy. You can begin to see that there was greater meaning. Life brings new meaning. You can begin to see that there was purpose to it all. So something will happen, I think, within these retrograde periods that will cause you to sort of know that there was a bigger picture. You'll see some purpose from this, or some meaning, some greater meaning, and it will start, the meaning itself will help you to then begin to guide yourself back, sort of back into life again, back into balance, into a space where you can celebrate, a space where you can feel good again. Okay, so we have two cards here. If you hear a Sasquatch sigh, and underneath the lizard's skin. So we've got two cards for you. You're the first of the readings to have two cards from this pack. These cards are actually remarkable for your reading, pile 3, because if you hear a Sasquatch sigh, I mean, this is sort of almost a card that talks about losing sight of your spiritual connections. And I mean, this really happens when we lose faith. We question something. How could that be? You know, we get into that dark night of the soul place. Underneath the lizard's skin is really very much about letting go of the past, actually. Releasing the past. So if there's been anything that's really deeply affected you, if it is a loss, I am so sorry. In fact, whatever it is, I'm so sorry, but something has deeply affected you, and it's sort of time to move away from feeling stuck around this, to let go of the past, to let go of the injustice of any kind of situations, to let go of any sense of unfairness, and move through and beyond this. I do see something coming here into your world to either empower you, or to give you that spark, give you your spark back. Because we have the generosity, I feel there could be a gift or someone coming in. We've got the Four of Bows celebration, someone who takes you out of yourself, literally, to celebrate, to enjoy. Let's get some more cards. What exactly happens, may we ask, please, for pile 3 to create this transformation? So we have a card of complacency, which is interesting because we've got boredom here as well. We have the card of growth. We have the card of gossip. And we have the card of joy. Okay. Beautiful souls, if any of you have been drawn into anyone else's drama, if anybody else is having sort of major crises and you seem to be drawn into their crisis, it's time actually to step away from that. You're definitely complacency, boredom. This is really about letting go of the past and being prepared to step up, to move beyond the gossip and the drama of life, not to sort of sit and hibernate, or I sort of want to say wallow in it. That sounds like a horrible word to say, really. But, you know, sometimes there are people in the world who do literally launch from crisis to crisis, and sometimes it's self-made. And if you've been drawn into a connection with someone like that, it's time to kind of up sticks and move away, I think, actually, to let go of that. If there's any drama or crisis that's been really unfair and genuinely unfair to you, It's still time to move away. It's still time to re-find joy. Let's get some more cards. How will this arrive? How will this shift arrive? What will happen in pile three's world? So we have the Two of Pentacles. So there could be resources coming to you. There could be energy coming to you, bringing you back into balance. We have the Judgment card. Interesting. This came out in, I think it was the pile two's reading as well. And then we have the Six of Swords. And the Page of Wands, looking ahead, not back. I think the resources come to you, Queen of Swords. Now, whether it's resources or energy but I think something comes to you that enables you to move forwards. Life brings new meaning. Now, this rune, possessions, nourishment, it does ask you to really work out what matters in life. You know, are you seeking money or are you seeking quality of life? You know, something is coming back into balance here. Part of the retrograde energy is helping you to find new meaning in life, to bring something back into balance, to know where you stand, to know what you want, to know what you desire, and to kind of go for it. This is very much about letting go of the past, any past resentments, any past issues with anybody that have sent you into a dark night of the soul place. I do feel you are being guided out of the dark and into the light. Let us get some more cards. Maybe ask how this is emerging. We have the Hanged Man. We have the King of Cups. We have the Page of Cups. I'm seeing this one as well. You have Temperance, bringing things back into balance, being guided. Sometimes Temperance can indicate a connection with another person. Yeah, balance is coming back into your world. With the King of Cups, it could be, and the Page of Cups too, it could be someone coming in, could be a group of people. But I sort of feel like, literally, this is one of those scenarios. If you are feeling quite low or quite down, there will be a reason for it. You didn't just get down for no reason. Stuff has been going on that's, you know, put you there, really. A bit like losing somebody. It's really tough. You know, we've got to process it. But I feel the time is coming for you to no longer feel trapped by circumstances and to kind of let something go. If you're harboring a grudge against someone, it's time to let it go. It's because it's eating away at you. It's causing you far more problem than it probably is causing them. They probably don't think anything about you at all, but here you are harboring a grudge because they hurt you so badly. But you are probably in reality thinking of giving them your energy more than they are giving you theirs. And it's kind of like getting to a space where you really do choose to move away from something and focus on what you do want rather than what you don't. And by being very, very focused with the Queen of Swords, looking ahead and being very focused on what you actually desire, I feel that it can start to come in. And I think quite quickly with the Page of Cups. Things can come back into balance as well, which is just gorgeous. So if, for example, you have been isolating yourself after a difficult experience, a bit of a dark night of the soul time, well, it's time to step back into life again. But I think something will happen to initiate that. You'll be given some resources, or the energy will return that makes you feel you want to do that if you've been lacking in energy. Maybe we have a sneaky peek as to how this kind of unfolds. Yeah, I think the retrograde energy is really interesting. It's teaching you what matters and it's returning you to having trust and faith in life. Look at that, the Hierophant. It's absolutely divinely guided. I think you make a commitment to almost like your own future. Yeah, we've got the Star and you have the Star here. So we've got two stars. I think you make a commitment to the future, to your own future, to yourself. We have the Four of Cups And then we have the King of Pentacles. You've got two kings here. This is amazing. Very, very interesting complacency here. Four of Vessels, same card, boredom. Your reading is encouraging you, actually, my beautiful pile 3, to develop sustainability. Not to let the past get you down. If your energy is low, look after yourself. With the, King of Pentacles here, look after yourself rather than, focus on what you want rather than what you don't want. Focus on the future rather than the past. That there's a very big shift, but you are being asked to be an active participant in that. Not losing faith. And it is hard. It can be really, really hard, but actually choosing to actively leave something behind, to walk away from it. I mean, how amazing. 9 of Vessels, generosity. Everything here is saying that success will come, my beautiful souls. How heavenly. But in this retrograde period, and you will be guided as well, you'll be assisted. And I sort of can't help feeling, I'm hearing as well, what's yours will be, or what you need will be given to you. What's yours is yours. That's what was coming through. Almost like if you've been through some kind of an injustice or something that has not been balanced, that something comes in to right the balance. If you've been feeling like you haven't had enough, then the balance will be righted because stuff is coming in to give you more than enough. There's an absolute shift taking place here, but it's from a space of complacency, fed upness, not okayness, to a place where kind of abundance is rolling in. You feel balanced. You feel as if life has been fair to you, as opposed to feeling like it's unfair to you. That's what I'm seeing here. Very much guided, very much about keeping you on track with the cat's eye heart. Let's draw just a couple more cards just to see how we conclude. Or a sneaky peek into the future, actually, for my lovely pile 3s. The Forest Lovers, that's beautiful. And there's a great deal of satisfaction here. Wow, we have the Sun of Life and we have the Two of Vessels, attraction. Wow, that's pretty powerful. I actually feel what we're seeing here is, as your final cards, is that the shift away from dwelling in the past to being able to look forwards. I think you move with this retrograde energy into a place where instead of looking back, you look forwards. And in doing so, you are literally able to become a magnet for kind of like manifestation, if I'm honest, the law of attraction with the Sun of Life. Literally, you can create and manifest what you desire. Because you're not dwelling in a low vibrational energy, you're back in a high vibrational state and you're being guided and shown the way. And it lifts you. Life finds new meaning, and because it finds new meaning, you're not bound by the past anymore. In fact, you are empowered by it. Wow. Pile 3. This is a phenomenal shift of energy. It doesn't surprise me that this is going on for you at all. This kind of deep diving with Pluto in retrograde. This may have been going on for a few months. You may have been doing some seriously deep diving and probably quite a lot of struggle with, how on earth you deal with certain things. But this is going to come to an end. And the retrograde energy, of course, being very reflective, will enable you to see what you need to see in order to be able to shift and move forwards. You'll see your choices. And wow, you make some really significant choices that are very much about looking forward rather than back. Look at this beautiful energy. Page of Wands moving to the Queen of Swords. Magnificent. I do feel there's a very, very positive turnaround for you. I really do. And that is what the retrograde energy is bringing you. This is going to go a span a few months. And so, these kinds of deep things, we don't just process them overnight. We have to process them and look at them and let them go and look at them again and let them go. This isn't a quick fix, but you are seeing a fabulous, fabulous outcome, pile 3. You really, really are. If you do feel that you are suffering from depression, or you're really struggling to get out of somewhere, or feel like you can't see your way forwards, if this reading is resonating and helping you to hold hope, then bookmark the page and come back to it, beautiful souls. You know, these readings are here as a resource for you at any time to touch base with spirit, with source, with your spirit team, and receive assistance, you know, on your journey at any given moment. And you can always check out the homepage and, you know, scroll through the videos if you need guidance. So and of course there are many, many amazing readers here on YouTube that you can check in with and follow. Pile 3, keep us posted. Let us know what's happening in your world. I love reading your comments. You guys are so inspirational. I know some of you are having a really tough time, so I think this is really bringing you that light at the end of the tunnel and the energy to deal with things differently. My beautiful souls, I am thrilled to be reading for you. Very, very privileged, very, very honoured. Thank you for being part of this community. You are amazing. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and all these things. Everything that helps and supports the channel. Beautiful souls, tons of love. If you're watching this as I've posted it and you haven't yet checked out the moon month energy update and the all zodiac sign readings for the coming month, I'll put a link in the description and in the comment as well. But I look forward to seeing you for another reading really, really soon. Tons of love, beautiful souls.